you try to lead in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them all. I choose you.
Hello and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zielik. I'm the host and Dalton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is...
your friend on the show, Ben Montoya.
Oh.
Ian Davis, the Louis Pasteur of the show.
And then Ben in parentheses in the subtitles, you got to put my name.
Podcast
Nice.
subtitles.
Yeah, nice.
Captions read.
Yes. All right. It's been so long.
Cue ominous music.
It's been 2 full weeks since we've recorded I Choose You for a variety of reasons. And I think the most important reason is that Ben moved.
Let's go. Drinking a 505 beer in the 505.
Whoa.
Finally,
Nothing like it.
some might say.
Yeah. Is that actually your area code right now?
I'm not going to fucking dox myself after
Okay.
moving.
Yeah, let's reveal all their
kidding me?
secrets.
Yes.
But I am back in Albuquerque. And yeah, it's been a crazy move, but we are here. This isn't my recording location, so the echo will have to do for now. But I am pretty psyched to be back and to do more in-person recordings for ye olde I Choose You down at the old new Casa de Montoya.
Yeah.
/ Simpson.
The old
Can-
new.
Can any of you guys name a more successful New Mexico podcast? A New Mexico-based.
Yeah, I
Name-
can.
Nope,
Oh.
not a single one. Nope.
I can.
Is it based in New Mexico, or we're just like some people from New Mexico? So
We're-
that's the real kicker.
This is the situation where it's like people open up a business in Delaware just for tax reasons. We opened up this podcast in New Mexico for
For popularity
New Mexico,
reasons.
famous podcast haven.
Ben,
Yes.
Name a more successful New Mexico-based Pokemon podcast. I dare you.
yeah.
Okay.
In that
Now
website
we're-
that Ian
now we're
always
getting
pulls
there.
up, in that website that Ian always pulls up that ranks everything,
Yeah.
I think we'd
Yes.
at least be number 5.
I will say I did.
New Mexico podcast about Pokemon.
There was some flesh pressing today at work when someone emailed me and is like, "You didn't tell me you had a podcast."
Oh,
They outed you right then and there.
They used your government email to.
They did use my government email to ask about my podcast, and I said, "Yeah, it's called I
Damn
Choose
it.
You."
Maybe we have breached containment.
Well, look. Here's the thing: is not my supervisor, but my supervisor's supervisor is now quote unquote my friend, and you saw him at my birthday party. He gave me 3 beets as a gift.
Kind of sounds like a Animal Crossing's villager or something. It's like, oh, it's your birthday, Jeremy. I'm going to come to your party and give you 3 beets.
Yes. He gave me 3 beets and a tie, so that was what his present was to me, which I very much
Was the tie
appreciate.
also complicated, or will it complement your complicated shirts?
Well, these are just polo shirts at the moment. I don't know if I'd wear a necktie with them, but we'll go with some of my blue or purple shirts because it's a blue tie with that pattern. It's not overly complicated. I would say on a complicated scale, it's like a 5.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, so apparently he's been telling people at the place of my business, the government, about my podcast.
Watch out. Watch out.
But it's funny, so there you go.
There are definitely more famous New Mexico-based podcasts than us, unfortunately. But it's just another chip on our shoulder, right? Like, I Choose You is all about being the underdog, all about eating the underdog, to consume its powers and then maybe get one chance at beating Goliath.
Yes.
So, I don't want to be the most famous New Mexico podcast anyway. I just want to be us.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ash didn't win the championship for 20 years, basically 25 years. It was a long time, kind of thing. And you know what? He did. It fucking took him 23 years or whatever, but he did it in the end, and everyone felt better because he went through the adventure, the experience.
Yeah.
you got to give it to his PR team. They
What,
really
Ash?
they built up his brand despite him being so
yeah.
shit. Like,
Everyone wants to wear his hat, his iconic shirt and
Vest.
vest and jacket. Yeah.
the shoes are pretty sick.
I mean, he's got a cool haircut, too.
I mean, the catchphrases,
Yeah.
obviously iconic.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love my mom, says Ash Ketchum.
It's true. So does Mr. Munn.
Yeah. Would you say Ash Ketchum has an iconic mom?
Iconic mom.
Everyone wants to fuck her, so yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
there you go. Excellent.
And with that,
Ben, I want...
We're back.
Look, Ben, I just want people to know one important thing about your move and your new home, which is very nice, is that it has an internal vacuum.
It does.
oh man, your house sucks.
My house sucks a lot, actually. I moved all the way across the country to a house that sucks. But yeah, I was surprised as well when I moved in for the landlords to be like, and it has a vacuum. You know how to use the vacuum, right? And I was like, I've used a vacuum before.
You mean like there's one in the closet, or?
Right, I was confused, and they were like, yeah, it's in the closet. And then we were like, oh. And they were like, oh, have you ever used an internal vacuum before? And both of us were like, no. And because it's a very rare thing.
What a shitty move on their part. Oh, you know about the vacuum, right? I mean, like, come on. You're not a peasant, right? You have
Everyone has an internal vacuum that just sucks it up, right? They just got to suck it up.
So I didn't know that these existed, but I guess they were kind of more in fashion, more, I don't know, like not modern in modern times. But what it does is there's like a little place for your vacuum to get plugged in to your wall, and then it sucks up the dirt as a vacuum does. And then it like transports it to this little container in my garage and
Magically whisks it away.
Yeah.
exactly. Well, until I have to put it away, like clean out the big thing. But like, it's pretty crazy, and that thing sucks, man. Like it there's a lot of, so that it can go all the way through the house. So it's pretty crazy.
When you
honestly.
flip the switch, can you feel the pressure in your house change? Like it's becoming like
Pops your ears. And...
yes,
I
like
think
an
if
airlock.
it did that, I'd feel more concerned using it.
But it's
But it's definitely not Millie's favorite thing because you can hear it everywhere. Like you can hear it in the walls, and it's pretty loud. So
You've kind of got like Monster House.
oh.
it's a little bit Monster House. It's a little bit like proto Smart House almost.
But you want the house to talk to you and also be kind of a sexy mom.
Oh,
In the movie
About
Smart
Monster
House, that's what happened.
Oh, Smart House. Okay, you're right. Yeah. I don't want really either of those things, honestly. If I did have smart features in a house, it would be things that like are like this, where it's just functional. It's just like all the stuff that you don't want to do, like vacuum your floor. Let's make that just a little bit easier. Not like go to your fucking fridge and it asks you how your day was, and it generates like a fucking picture of the contents in your fridge based on the metadata that it's got. It's like I don't want that shit.
So Ben,
make my life easier. Do my dishes.
yeah. Ben, do you want your smart house to be like a Wallace and Gromit situation, where it's a bunch of Wizmos and Gizmits and Rube Goldberg machines that do your laundry?
Yeah, I would really love that, actually.
Have you ever said the phrase, let's make this house a HILF?
Not yet.
Every day. Every day.
The first house I've ever moved into. I never really thought about it before,
Yeah.
but yeah.
First HILF, too.
Yeah,
Hey,
first hilf.
hilf.
Your apartment
forget
can't
your
be an ilf, you know what I say?
Yep.
Anyway, before we started recording, Jeremy, you said that we had much to talk about. I assume it wasn't just my internal vacuum system, because that really, there's not much to really go after, like, whoa. But I assume you had more things in the last 3 weeks that you might want to bring up.
Well, I want to bring, obviously, our podcast is tangentially related to the video games and specifically the Nintendo Corporation. And they did announce when the Switch 2 will be releasing worldwide, which is on June 5th. Unfortunately, because we have a shitty president, I cannot legally pre-order the Switch 2 in this country at the moment. I don't even know how much it's going to cost. I hope it stays at its current $450 price tag, but we will see. But
I think what you mean to say
what
is that we've been liberated.
Oh, yes, I've been liberated from the worry of having to pre-order the Switch 2.
Don't worry, Jeremy. You never needed a Switch 2 in the first place. Mr. Trump
want
knows.
it anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually thought about that because the day pre-orders were supposed to go live was last Wednesday. And I was like, when I was planning ahead of time, because I was like, I want to get a pre-order from like Best Buy or whatever, I had like my stuff all set up. And I was like, well, the pre-orders go live at midnight Eastern time or midnight local time, because if it's midnight Eastern time, I have to get my pre-order at this concert that I'm at that I'm going to be at kind of situation. So I will have to thank Mr. Trump for liberating me from having to think about that during the concert I was at kind of situation.
He did it for you.
I was very liberated that day.
I mean, our supreme leader knows that decisions are really hard to make. Mm-hmm. And it's great to be liberated from them.
Yeah, what if we just didn't have to make any? That would be great.
Right, yeah.
But
how many times do you end up thinking, God, I really wish I could just buy a banana for less than $20.
You know what's funny is that joke in Arrested Development's not going to be a joke anymore.
Yeah. People are going to watch that and be
not
like,
laugh.
I don't get it.
Yeah. I did want to highlight some of the new games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. Obviously, Ian, you're wearing a Kirby shirt tonight. Kirby Air Riders was announced for the Nintendo Switch 2. Will be coming out later this year. I don't know if I'm excited for this game, but I did spend a lot of time as a child playing this game with you fine folks. More specifically, with the city tour mode, where you're just like in an open city and you're just going around hitting each other kind of situation. And I hope Kirby Air Riders is just 100% city tour. I don't want to do any races. I just want to be in a city and like run into people.
What the hell
Laundry's
is that?
done.
That's my neighbor / roommate insisting on doing his laundry at this hour of the night in my house.
Oh, it's okay. Sorry, Ian. But Ian, you had a big thing about Kirby Air Riders.
Kirby Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh shit!
King DDD like massaging his nipple.
Yes.
Right. Meta Knight spraying like silver
chrome.
paint.
I mean, that's what his mask is. And I mean, the last Kirby game was fully just, post-apocalyptic Earth. They got like invaded by aliens and shit. Like, and I don't know. Spoilers for a 3-year-old game now, but in the Kirby game, you obviously can suck up a car and become Kirby, as everyone knows, and like drive around, beep beep, all that good. But the like concluding moment of that game, like you're fighting the final boss and you got the boss on the ropes, and you're like, how are you going to provide the final blow? Is a giant semi truck falls out of the sky, and you swallow it up, and you become semi truck Kirby, and you drive into a black hole and ram your body into the boss to kill it in the final blow.
That's pretty
Very
Mad
sexual.
Max if I've ever heard it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who would be the piss guy of Kirby?
Piss boy.
Yeah.
Piss Boy? Who could forget good old Piss Boy? I'm going to say Waddle Dee is Piss Boy.
Waddle P.
Yeah, Waddle P.
Oh, excellent.
Solved it.
There you go. And we got it. Mr. Sakurai, call us up. I'm sure he'll be like, you know what? I'm going to fucking scrap this game. You've got the goods.
In all seriousness, though, is it just a port or is there something different about it?
It's a new game.
Oh, it's a completely new game.
Yes. That's why they put an S on the end. It's like Aliens.
I can't
Is
read.
Aliens a port of Alien?
I mean,
That's an
kinda.
interesting question. Many are debating this.
Oh, wait. Okay, so it's Kirby Air Riders, not Kirby's Air Rider.
Yes.
Like it doesn't. It's not like apostrophe.
Yeah, no.
It's Air Riders.
It's Kirby Air Riders. So that there's many of them. This is the sequel. That's what the S is for. I also wanted to highlight some of the other major games that they showed. Obviously, not for you guys, but what made me very excited is there's a new From Software game, the people who made Elden Ring, Bloodborne, all that kind of stuff. That's exclusive to the Switch too. So I've got to get that lined up.
It's from where?
From Software. And then the big things that I think you guys will be caught to is one is Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is a great name. It's like the word bonanza and banana put together. Because bonanza. It's like, so like, you know how like when you're mining and you strike gold or oil or something, it's a bonanza. And in this game, you're like mining for bananas, so it's a bonanza.
I don't think that's where bananas come from.
Can I use the Switch 2 mouse mode to play bongos?
I don't know about bongos, but the DK bongos are compatible with the regular Nintendo Switch because they're just a USB controller, and you can just plug USB controllers into the Switch, and they just work, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
I hope more people post speedrunning games of just using the bongos.
they have the problem with the bongos is they only have 2 inputs, so it makes games very difficult, kind of situation. But the big thing about this game is that it's a 3D platformer. It's made by the people who make Mario, and the gimmick is that you can basically like dig anywhere, kind of situation. So you're given an environment, and you can just like destroy the entire environment, kind of that's in front of you. It's a lot like the Hulk game for the GameCube, kind of situation, where you can just like rip apart the entire environment to look for your bananas, to get that going. And I've heard a little birdie tell me that there might be a new DK rap associated with this one.
Oh man.
Whoa.
Oh shit! Who are they gonna celebrity cast for the DK rap?
Seth
Malone.
Rogen again.
God damn it.
Got so far Donkey Kong in the game only makes animal noises. He like grows grunts, is like "Arr!" or whatever kind of situation. But maybe
but famously in the DK rap, DK isn't rapping.
yes, they're rapping about DK.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like
Okay.
who are they gonna tap?
So you want
for-
Kendrick to do the DK rap now?
I really don't want Kendrick to do the DK rap. I don't think that will do anyone any favors.
What are you talking about?
D minor, man.
Consider this.
He's mining.
Fuck.
Consider that.
Consider
I feel like I'm being let out of prison.
consider this.
Uh-huh.
DK, Drake, Kendrick, collab.
They finally settle their differences.
There's one thing they can agree on, and it's that Donkey Kong kicks ass.
Yes, it's the one thing they can agree on is that DK is the first member of the DK crew.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Time for some serious talk, though.
Yeah.
One omission from the list of games that I think we were all a little bit bummed by. No MILF Hunter.
Yeah, he's becoming a
Waluigi
house
Milf
hunter now.
Well,
Waluigi House
that's
Hunter.
actually just Luigi's Mansion. The new one is
Yes.
Luigi Hilf Hunter.
Yeah, Hilf Hunter.
Yep.
Hilf is crazy. Hilf is crazy.
The intern listened to our podcast. They're like, we can't steal it directly. What about Hilf?
They couldn't possibly come up with Hilfs. That's only something I think about when I watch, Smart House late at night kind of situation.
God.
Is-
Yeah, I know it is disappointing though to see the Waluigi erasure. The
Humiliating.
problem is the tariffs, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it's just more. It's more expensive for
MILFs
Americans
have gone
to.
up by 145% because of tariffs.
Well, because format for Waluigi Milf Hunter is cross between RPG and dating sim.
Yeah.
And like a stock exchange.
Yeah.
And the stock exchange, and because that's what Waluigi's just job is. That's like his
Yes.
day job, and then it's like split up into 2 parts. It's day job, day trading, nighttime MILF hunting. And
so it's just like
so much of it is
Psycho.
text based.
Yeah.
Just so like the translation to get the English version is just so expensive. They actually can't announce it right now. There's some that's just like one of those things in the supply chain that you don't think about often is like texts per developer, and that also impacts the release schedule. So I think that's what's going on, but honestly we haven't heard Reggie say a peep. So
Coward.
Reggie, you
Coward.
better
Oh,
be peeping,
called
Reggie.
out.
Why aren't you peeping?
We know you're listening.
that's one of the mini games.
Yeah, is
Oh,
peeping.
Reggie.
Is Reggie's peeping?
Peepin' Reggie.
Peeping Reggie.
It's like that mini game where you have to like move across the the screen, and then the Chain Chomp like is sleeping, and then it wakes up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a level like that, but it's Reggie
Yeah.
sleeping, and
Yes.
Waluigi has to like get across with the MILF without.
Do you have to like? Are you like cucking?
Yeah,
Reggie?
yeah, you have to sneak Reggie's girl out.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, and big news for this podcast and one Ian Davis, Chibi Robo confirmed.
Oh.
So yes, they are adding the GameCube to the Nintendo Switch Online. Jesus Christ! And one of the games that they revealed, this Chibi Robo, will be available to play on the Nintendo Switch.
That's why I don't need to get a Switch 2.
Yeah. Oh no, it's going to be only on the Switch too. I'm sorry, Ian.
That's why I got to get a Switch 2.
But you can finally play Chibi Robo 4K 60.
Man, I want all the sounds remastered. I want to that first scene where like the dad is holding the Chibi Robo up to his face really close. I want to see every pore.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want it to be like super realistic,
Yeah,
The sweat dripping down its brow.
yeah.
like ray tracing, 4K 60, all this kind of bullshit?
You can see like the
kind of
crust in his eyes.
Yes, you can see like his untrimmed nose hairs.
Yeah, I want it all.
Anyway, well, speaking of 60 frames per second, or even more than that, some games will run at 120 frames per second on the Switch because it has a 120 hertz screen on it. And one of those games is Mario Kart. So you can be playing Mario Kart, and you can watch it at 120 frames per second. So yeah, Mario Kart. The big pitch on Mario Kart is it's an open world game now. So you're on this large area, and you can design races so that you can do like a regular Grand Prix where it's like 4 races, and you can connect the courses together. So you start in one course, and then you drive to the next course, and then you race there, and then you drive to the next course, and you race at the course there, and then you drive to the other course and race it there. So there's 4 races, but you have to do an interstitial driving section between each race.
What was
Now-
that open world racing game that came out in like the early 2000s?
Burnout?
Oh,
Need for
yes,
Speed.
Burnout. That's the one.
Yes,
This
it
is
is like
Nintendo's Burnout.
100%. And they also the other big mode is that you choose 2 sections of the map that are on other sides of the world, and you race from one end to the other, kind of situation.
Because it's fun.
Yeah, and you start with 24 players, and every lap is like at a check mark, and every time you hit a checkpoint, it knocks out 4 players from the
shit.
race.
Whoa, elimination.
Yes.
That's kind of sick.
It is. Look, I know this game's been very controversial. All that costs $80, all that kind of stuff. But it does look really good, and I hate to be that person, but it looks really good. I'm sorry, yes, Ian.
I've never bought a console at launch. Is it gonna come with Mario Kart, or is that like
Yes.
do bundles come later?
You can get a Mario Kart bundle, and it'll be $30 cheaper. So so the Switch with Mario Kart will be $500. The Switch without Mario Kart is $450.
So if every time a new game comes out, I buy it with a Switch, I'm getting it for less.
It's
Oh,
pure
it's
profit,
like you're
baby.
saving money.
Every time.
Every time, once a year, I buy a new Switch just for me. It's a little Christmas treat.
Well, I
Well,
keep
you know,
the game
they-
and then I take back the
Yeah.
console. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want this actually.
Yeah, you know, with the Switch 2 games, even though it has a cartridge, it's just like a license code or something. So you got to have a Switch that is dedicated to the game that you can then resell.
Yeah. And also, from reports, Switch 2 cartridges still taste bad when
Yep.
you put them in your mouth.
Give it a
Right.
lick.
Yeah, so we
Give it a lick.
Yeah, so when we all get our first Switch 2 game, we gotta give it a lick together. And
Yeah, we're going to cheers it and pop one.
Yes. I hope. Look, that's probably not going to happen for a bit, but I hope we could do a Switch 1 cartridge versus a Switch 2 cartridge taste test to see if they taste bad in different ways.
Notes of oak and
Yes.
cherry.
Jeremy, if I blindfolded you, could you tell me the Switch 1 from the Switch 2?
Like if I licked it.
Yeah.
Taste test alone.
Okay, so if I was just like licking the screen, probably not. I don't have that kind of sensitivity in my
Tastes
tongue.
like 120 hertz.
Yeah, it's like I would just probably taste like plastic and glass. I
I'm
don't know.
gonna push back.
Okay.
You could absolutely tell the difference by tongue because the controllers are so different. I mean, you're gonna feel that.
Okay, yes, that is
Oh,
true. If I'm
mouthfeel.
licking the controller, then maybe I could do that. And See, here's the thing: is I got to practice with my original Switch because the Switch 2 is a little bigger. So if I could, like, figure out how tall it is with my tongue, I think I could get used to that.
Or like,
and then figure out the difference between the two.
gotta, like, if you can wiggle your tongue between the magnets.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna put my tongue there, activate the magnet, and it's just gonna slam right down, baby.
Okay, this is a question for Reggie, I think. What will happen if you make out with the Switch 2? Will they call the cops? Is it more expensive?
To make out with the Switch 2?
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's a lot going on as far as this rollout. There's a lot of questions that are unanswered.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let everyone know when I get a Switch 2, I'll lick it just for you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You can make so much money off of that stream.
Oh, fuck. I mean, Griffin McElroy made like at least $100 sticking amiibos in his mouth. So I think I could get it. Well, give me a little bit of that money. Give me that. And that's the Nintendo Switch 2 news. So gonna try to get my hands on one of those suckers. Latest update is perhaps pre-orders will go up on April 30th, so in 2 weeks. But we will see about that. So. All right, let's move on to the main course. On I Choose You, each week we randomly select a Pokemon to cook and eat. We bring recipes to the table, and we tell how we'll prepare the Pokemon for one another. And then we vote and decide who has the best recipe. Now, this week, I'm going to level with you guys. This is kind of a perfect Pokemon on a certain level. It's
perfect Pokemon.
Its name is funny, its design is funny, and it's conceptually funny to me. And that Pokemon is Dachsbun. And one thing I like about Dachsbun is that on its classification on Bulbapedia is just the dog Pokemon, as if nothing else is going on there.
My favorite tidbit was that it's based on the pun of purebred.
Yes,
it's just purebred
because it's purebred.
I like that a lot too.
And the joke of from Fido to Dachsbun, where Fido it hasn't been baked yet, kind of situation. So Fido is the raw dough, and Dachsbun is freshly out of the oven kind of situation.
I think you meant to say raw dog.
Yeah, raw dog.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Fido is the raw dog Pokemon.
Yes.
This is the dog Pokemon.
Yes. And look, I just love, and it's mentioned that it's a pretzel, it's brioche, it's hollow bread, and I really love that its claws are just like little notches in the bread, the way that it's designed. It's just so good. Anyway, they cooked with this one, literally.
Well,
now,
Jeremy,
I don't remember
you mentioned how it's like the perfect Pokemon for this kind of a week, and I'm going to tell you why it might not be. Especially for this week.
What did it do?
You know what this week is, gents?
This week? It's Easter week.
And Passover specifically.
Oh, right.
And you know what you can't fucking eat at Passover is leavened bread. But not to worry, because I have the recipe for you. If you still want to enjoy this Pokemon,
Are you flattening it?
Well, yes and no. So we gotta do a little bit of deconstructing here.
Okay. Now I'm not a professional in Jewish religious practices, but I'm pretty sure that you can't just get a regular piece of bread and then roll it really flat and then be like, this is good, right?
Yeah, no, we're right. We're taking it a step further. So
okay, we're taking it a step further. Tell me
you
what
get
the step is.
You get your soft, supple, moist, leavened Dachsbun bread. You toss it in a dehydrator.
Okay.
You then take that and crush the shit out of it back into its floury components. Into like a meal of sorts.
A Dachs meal.
We need to do some magic wizard shit to take the yeast out of it, because that's the leavened part. So assuming all of that goes according to plan, you're left with like a kind of meal that we can use. So with that meal, we're going to be making some mandel bread, which is a unleavened bread that is delicious, safe for Passover, and good with a hot beverage. And this is how you make it. So butter, sugar, eggs, orange juice, potato starch, some of your meal, salt, chocolate chips, a little cinnamon and sugar for the after part. The little
hell yeah.
cover. So it's basically, you mix all that shit together, you toss it in the oven, you end up what is like a cakey kind of biscotti. So it's not hard. It's soft, but it's still delicious to like dip in your tea or your coffee or whatever warm beverage you got going on.
Nice.
So there's chocolate chips on the outside, cinnamon sugar on the chocolate chips on the inside, cinnamon sugar on the outside,
Oh yeah.
and you're all set. So don't worry, I've got you covered for this Passover.
And so this is obviously you're proposing kind of a dessert experience here. Could we put other things in it, or is it just we're gonna be sweet now?
Well, what are you thinking?
Maybe some like cheese. I don't know. I like cheese.
I'm not dipping cheese in my coffee.
Okay.
Sorry to say.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, your use of the word biscotti is doing a lot of work in my mind.
Yes.
I don't know if I can really imagine this
A
type of
savory
bread.
biscotti.
And I can't imagine a savory biscotti at all. So I don't know what the hell you got going on with cheese on the brain. But it does sound delicious, and I do enjoy your idea of taking like a naturally occurring bread and like de-breadifying it and then re-breadifying it. Like that's on some other kind of level shit.
We're sacrificing the bread and bringing it back to life, much like Jesus Christ.
Really bringing them all in. This is the most inclusive bread.
Yeah.
Ian.
Do you think with breeding, you could create a kosher dog?
Oh shit.
Do you think it'd just have like a really pushed in snout?
Like a pug?
Like
Yeah.
it's just a little bit like everything's a little more deflated.
So maybe it has. Are you implying like it has to be inbred?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
Excellent. I mean,
I do kind of like to think about like maybe the leavening as like a dominant gene in a dachshund or a dachsbun, and like the unleavened gene is a recessive. So like Punnett square that shit out.
Yeah.
You
It'll
will
come out
get some
eventually.
unleavened bread.
Yeah.
I see.
What's I guess the question would be for it for like a leavened dachshund, is it like 2D when it is born?
2D.
Yeah, it's flat. It's a flatbread.
Oh.
It's like matzah. It's like a cracker. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Interesting.
Right. Yeah. I get it. I just can't physically think about it.
Jeremy.
It's like a
I don't
flat
know.
Stanley.
I don't know if this word popped out to you either when you were reading the Bubblepedia page for Dachsbun, but the bread part of it was referenced as a protuberance, which just
what?
It feels too strange. Like I look at it and it's bread, and I know it's bread, but when I know that it's also like a flesh or a growth or something to the point that it's a protuberance,
It
feels
sounds-
a little bit like I don't want to really touch that, honestly.
Sounds a little cancerous.
Right. Yeah.
Which
It's protuberance is not a great word, but how do you feel about the word proboscis?
Neither are
Slightly
good.
better.
But Ian, you were saying?
my question is, do all good dogs go to Levin?
Oh, fuck.
The answer is yes.
Ah, shit. That's good.
Ah, shit.
Which unfortunately does imply that Evan's dogs would go to hell.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
true.
sorry,
Yeah.
Evan.
No, we knew this from the start.
All right. Excellent. Ian, what's your recipe this week?
All right. When I looked at this dog, first I was like, man, they really did it to us. Like, the one animal I think Americans like would rather starve than eat made them look so good.
True.
Like, who wouldn't? It's made to eat. I don't know what else to
fresh
say.
for you.
It's wood. Yeah,
Wood,
wood.
but not sex. Eat.
Yeah, it's not a hilf.
No. It's not a pilf. A Pokemon I love to fuck. Just want to make that clear.
Just want to make sure we're all
Just
aware of the
wanna clarify
terminology.
that.
And so I started thinking about like, okay, dog, spay, neuter.
Whoa. Okay.
Spay, neuter.
Gotta
Yeah.
be
Marker.
Yeah, we're gonna chop off those doughy balls from this dog.
No. I kept going after that. I just didn't stop.
Okay.
I took a little side tangent. I thought about these donuts I got the other day. Went to Amy's Donuts in Albuquerque.
Were they
Shout
good?
out.
They were very good, Jeremy. And let me tell you why. You say, "Can I get that?" And they're like, "You want us to fill it for you?"
Oh.
Fill it for
Oh,
you?
yeah. They'll give you a little cream pie right there.
Whoa.
Looking to get filled up?
Yeah.
And you got to pay them?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. They just had like a big container of custard, raspberry, strawberry, and they'll just fill whatever donuts you want.
Really?
Is
Yeah.
there like a 7-Eleven situation where it's like fill whatever you want?
You just like stick it yourself.
Yeah, you get that fucking empty, hollow donut, and you just go up to the Coke Freestyle machine, and you're mixing your Boston cream and your raspberry filling, and it's just like squirting out all over the place. It's real slippery
If you
around
could
there.
put that in like an ice cream swirl machine, I totally would.
Oh,
Wait, okay. I'm just so confused at the physics of this, though. Like, you can order a regular circular donut and get it filled with something?
okay. I don't know if they would do that for you, but I bought a long donut.
Okay,
Yeah, those are easier to
a
fill.
long donut. Okay,
I'm not. I bet you could. I bet someone with the right skill could
Would.
make that happen. Could and would.
yeah, you would be
Like,
like,
a balloon
look,
animal?
look.
Like, what the fuck?
Look, you'd go up to it and be like, I have a very particular fetishes. I want a whole donut with the hole in the center, but I want that shit filled, like a full ring of filling. You know what I'm saying?
You just hold it out for them, and then
Yes.
they go to like squirt the filling out. You just go. They just squirt it right in your mouth.
Yes.
Gotta spread the donut for him too.
Yeah. Oh no.
Anyway, I had that experience and it was mind blowing because
Yeah.
sex jokes aside, I love a filled donut. Like custard
Yeah.
donut, fuck me up. Raspberry
Boston
donut,
cream
yes.
pie.
Even like a lemon donut.
Oh,
I'll take
amazing.
that down.
Oh, yeah.
So when suddenly like my world just opened up, like I can stick this in anything.
The heavenly light shone down upon you.
Freshman in college, baby.
Yes.
And so I'm looking at this dog. And I was thinking like, oh, you got to get your dogs vaccinated.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure you do.
But I'm not vaccinating it with life-saving medicine.
Vaccinating it with Boston cream, baby.
And I was also thinking about like Louis Pasteur, and I was thinking about the word Pasteur and like pastry and like
Who's Louis Pasteur? Why were you
like
thinking
pasteurizing. He invented like vaccines.
Oh,
And
okay.
he,
Okay.
yeah, he made it safe to drink milk, Ben.
Okay, okay.
And he made, I believe, also like the rabies vaccine. I'm sure. I think he had his hands in that.
He might have been involved in the early development of certain vaccines. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
So it was all coming together. Look at those ears. Tell me the ears don't look just prime. You just stick the baster in there,
Yep.
fucking cream that shit, yank the ear off, munch down.
Ripe for the picking.
Yes. So just the ear?
The tail is pretty fucking stuffable too. I hate to say it.
The tail's a fucking full brioche back there.
Oh yeah, yeah it is. So that's I guess what I'm implying is that you can just rip off chunks of them and stick the needle in and fill it with your flavor
So it's
of
like
choice.
full-
Fill her up, please.
Yeah, full turkey baster, just like
Yeah, this is a pull apart DIY donut.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to like a pretzelria and you get the like pull apart like pretzel bits that are like all baked into like one thing.
Little
You know what I'm
Auntie
talking-
Annie's situation.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Pull apart pretzel.
Pretzelria?
You know, in your local mall food court
Yeah, your pretzelria.
next to the
Come on,
Cinnabon.
Ben.
And it's got pretzels that are baked around one thing.
Oh, let me try to find a picture.
Okay, yeah.
Dog nut.
Yes.
Oh God, that is kind of a game changer, though. I can't lie. Like it's kind of giving like it's just the donut, but you're adding another element to it that I think is pretty like
Compelling.
game changing. It's very compelling, I will say.
If I
Oh
had
man.
the
Go ahead,
whatever
Ian.
they use to fill the donuts in my home,
A pastry
I don't
bag.
care what the. I don't know what he used. I don't know if it
Was it
I-
not a pastry bag?
I didn't actually see the his back was turned to me when he was filling the donuts.
Like, don't look.
I can't do it if you look. But if I had that in my home, I'd be filling breakfast, lunch, and dinner with that shit, man.
Would it be the same filling for all of them, or like a variety of fillings?
I think I'd have to go custard, raspberry, like just back and forth.
Okay.
That is just wild. Like it opens up so many options. Like because like I love like an eclair, right? Chocolate custard.
Yeah.
But if you could replace the custard inside with a raspberry jam or a lemon jam,
chocolate?
like that shit's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit
Apple
is
fritter?
fucked, Ben.
Oh,
fritter?
apple fritter.
With
Apple
custard in it?
fritter?
Oh, or if you could, yeah, custard. Oh man, this is like an inverse toaster strudel or something you could
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Where it's
It's so you get the toaster strudel, it's empty, and then you just get to cream it however way you want.
yeah.
Express yourself.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I was on the Auntie Anne's website trying to find this pretzel abomination Jeremy was talking about, but I found something else instead.
Oh God. And people-
Related to our love of humiliating foods.
Right.
This definitely tops the charts.
Yes, it's tiny pigs in a blanket pretzel bites.
Tiny hot dogs encased in pretzel bites. Yeah, I guess that's fair to say.
Yeah.
And interesting that you say that because it's kind of similar to my recipe.
Oh.
Ben, are we about to get humiliated?
This is a little bit humiliating. I will say that it's a little bit different as far as presentation goes.
Okay.
So I was looking at Dachsbun, kind of also reaching some do I want to eat this and if how kind of questions, as is the nature of this show. And I was thinking it's a dog Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. It's the dog Pokemon.
Could be a hot dog Pokemon.
Yeah,
if you
you
tried really hard.
Yes.
Don't even need
So
to try
I was
that
looking
hard.
up. Yeah, it's not that hard actually. So I was like looking for a hot dog experience. I was thinking it might be interesting to go for, since it is like a dog surrounded by pastries. If there were some sort of hot dog experience that would similarly replicate like a dog surrounded with pastry dough. And I ended up finding this Chinese bakery tradition, or kind of I don't know, continuous recipe that comes up, I guess, in a lot of different bakeries in America that are owned by Chinese immigrants, which is the Chinese style hot dog flour bun.
Ooh.
I've never seen this in real life, but basically it's like slices of hot dog or sausage baked in a surrounding fluffy dough situation, and then grouped together in a flower-like pattern where like one's in the middle and there's like four all around like little petals. I can take a picture, or I can take a screenshot and send it real quick so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But the pattern of the hot dog flour kind of, to me, was giving like ear on the Dachsbun, because it's like 4 little, like, you know, doughy bits, right?
Oh,
So
yeah, okay.
what I'm you can kind of see, like, visually, like, what I'm going for
Okay,
here.
so yeah, it's like a flower. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like little hot dog bites, but arranged in an artistic grouping. And I imagine that when you eat it, you just pull off the little bits, you know, kind of similar to like little pretzel bites that you're talking about. And then it's just like a finger food kind of situation, like 2-bite hot dog wrapped in a dough.
Oh, nice.
So this website that I found seemed like a very casual way to make it, which is just to have hot dogs, some pizza dough, and then like use an egg as a, you know, kind of brush on kind of egg wash on top. And so I'm going to do something kind of like that, and then also include some like Japanese mayo or like some dipping sauces for the hot dog experience. And that's what we're going to be doing with Dachsbun, is a Dachsbun Chinese style hot dog flour.
Oh yeah, baby. And can we use this perhaps this Chinese hot dog flour that we're making? Maybe we can reattach it to the Dachsbun as, like, you know, kind of hair bands kind of decoration kind of situation.
Reattach it.
I was kind of okay. So I'm not imagining that you reattach it to the Pokemon itself, but I do think that you can make a nice replication of a Dachsbun ear, and then when you sell it, like, have it on like a bread version that looks like a Dachsbun, and then the ears are sausage, right? So it's kind of like the rest of it is like fully baked bun, dog bun. And then the ears have the sausage, and you could be like, "Oh yes, I'd like the sausage flowers, please," and they just take it off of the rest of the Dachsbun.
Do you think if you cut through, like, you sawed right through a Dachsbun right in half, that you'd basically get what your recipe is? Like, is it hot dog in the middle and pastry on the outside?
Yeah, is the Dachsbun already a humiliation?
Must be.
Did God create Dachsbun to
Well,
be humiliated?
It does. Its ability is the well-baked body. So the body is well-baked
All right.
already.
That answers it enough for me.
It's kind of like the transubstantiation Pokemon. Its body is the bread.
Well-baked bread.
Well
Yes.
baked.
It's well baked for you.
I was posed this question a long time ago by longtime listener Mike.
Okay.
What's more humiliating? Hot dog, or I believe maybe it was like a corn dog, versus beef Wellington.
Well, see, here's the thing: is that the beef Wellington, it sounds fancy. When I was a child, I heard the phrase beef Wellington. I was like, that's only the 3 richest kings could order such a dish, right? And then you look at it, and it's like, oh, they put some roast beef in a pastry, and it kind of looks like shit, kind of situation. So even though the corn dog is kind of like culturally a little more humiliating, I'm going with beef Wellington.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
you put a lot of effort into something that is just
Yeah, it kind of it looks gross. Is my main thing.
Well, I see what you're going for there, but I do have to give a little bit more thought to surface area, because every single image that pops up when you search beef Wellington is sliced,
Yes.
and it's fully covered in dough and then cooked, but it is served sliced, which I think ranks it a little bit lower for me on the humiliation scale, whereas the corn dog is fully coated, fully fried and battered, a stick shoved up through the middle, and you don't slice that shit. You go all in.
You go
like
whole hog.
Yeah.
you go whole hog.
Fair point.
I don't know if I would actually call that whole hog, but you do. you're kind of raw dogging it. You're not cutting it open and slicing it and making little perfect bites. You're kind of a monster on that shit.
You're just a little bit of a monster when you eat a corn dog.
Yeah. So more humiliating for me.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Okay, reasonable.
Evan?
Oh, I was just gonna say, Ben, your recipe is kind of like a perhaps redemption story.
The redemption arc for the humiliation.
Yeah, where it's like we're trying our darndest. We're presenting it in a beautiful way.
Uh-huh.
I see it. This is the comeback story for meat wrapped in dough.
But
Well, and I will say proportionally, there's more meat to dough going on, and
Yeah.
visually also, it's not like engulfed in the dough. It's not as humiliating. It's a little more redemptive. I like that word. Yes.
but it's almost like, let's talk about Hannibal for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Sure.
Because we eat the root, of course, but he's kind of humiliating them when he serves them to people, right? Like that's
Yes.
like an aspect of the show.
Yes.
And so like the presentation is really nice, and I think with the beef Wellington, it's like if you like made your butler dress up in like a fancy outfit, right? Like he has no you own his life.
I was saying,
making
you
him
made
do a
your
little
butler wear a
dance.
fancy outfit. Don't butlers usually wear a fancy outfit?
And it's humiliating.
Yeah.
And they hate every
They hate
second
every
of it.
second.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, a clown's a clown. Knows
Yeah.
what he is.
Yeah, and a corn dog's a corn dog. Usually seen near clowns at like the fair.
But beef Wellington,
Yeah.
not near clown. Not
Yeah,
near
not.
Far away.
Clown adjacent.
Yes.
Well, I guess this just gets to a really core question of who is being humiliated in this situation. Because it's not the meat. You're talking about like the dish itself is a humiliation.
Yeah.
Or, like beef Wellington in this case. Like, Mr. Sir Beef Wellington is the one who is at the butt of the joke here. It's not the meat inside the beef Wellington,
So
which is usually where I'm kind of more leaning.
Oh, I guess I'm a little more abstract where I think the food is humiliated when it's made into a beef Wellington, a humiliating food kind of situation.
You mean like the animal?
Yeah, like the grain, the meat, the like dairy, all involved with creating these products is humiliating.
It's all a joke to you.
Yeah,
Like, is the pig or the cow more humiliated by
yeah.
the respective dishes?
I mean, it's proportional. If the sausage is 40 pig meat, 60 cow meat, 40% humiliation to the pig, 60 to the cow.
Damn.
Are hot dogs 40-60?
I don't know, man.
Sorry, anyway.
I mean,
That
like,
would've
I'd
blown
imagine,
my
like,
mind.
you get there's a variety of meat product in there, and I imagine things like kosher hot dogs. Speaking of which, are probably pure beef kind of thing. But definitely, I
Absolutely.
think there's some that are a mixture of beef and pork. Anyway,
that's my dog recipe
Got that dog in you.
for the dog Pokemon.
Yeah, and you know what? I've got that aunt in me. Because we're going to the local pretzelria.
Oh.
Pretzelria is crazy. I just made that up.
What's wrong with it, Ben?
I don't know what pretzel is in Spanish, but they definitely don't call it like Little Annie's like the pretzelleria. That's just fucked up.
I'm gonna look up what pretzel is in Spanish now.
The Pretzelaranda.
Little Anita's.
Yeah, Little Anita's pretzelleranda. Okay. Anyway, so you're going into your local mall, and you're kind of hungry. You forgot to eat breakfast today, and you're a little hungry at your local mall. The Spanish word for pretzel is literally salt cookie, galleta salada. So there you go.
Okay, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. But you're going to and you're like, Auntie Annie's would be really good right now. I like those little pretzel bits with the cinnamon and the sugar, maybe some dipping, and it's not there anymore. And instead, it's me, and I'm making the pretzels now, bitch. And you're gonna enjoy my delicious, handcrafted, homemade Dachshund cheese artichoke spinach infused pretzels.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So what you notice about the Dachsbun is each part of the Dachsbun is a different bread item. Like its back is a pretzel, its tail is brioche, its ears are challah bread. Like each part is a different type of bread that you're approaching with it. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna access the pretzel elements for our pretzelria from the Dachsbun to cook with it. And this is a pretty straightforward recipe. Now the most difficult thing about preparing pretzels is twisting them, filling and twisting them, and then baking them and getting the coating right. Because it's kind of like, it's not completely the same, but it's a little bit like making bagels. And with bagels, you boil them, right? Kind of situation. And for pretzels, to get the kind of like sheeny texture, you have to do something similar as well. But you don't want to like overdo it or it becomes too chewy kind of situation. You want to make sure it's baked just right. But for our pretzel recipe, what we're going to do is we're going to take our Dachsbun, we're going to slice the delicious pretzel section of the Dachsbun. Imagine you have like a cross section of like cuts of meat on a cow. We have a cross section of a Dachsbun, and each section is a different bread type that is available. So it's like pretzel, brioche, challah, Texas toast, all this kind of stuff is all over the Dachsbun kind of thing. You're gonna get it out. You're gonna straighten out your strips, and you're gonna fill each one with these things. New Year's plans. Why would I eat this for New Year's? Anyway, you're gonna get some cream cheese, shredded mozzarella, parmesan, garlic, red pepper, freshly chopped spinach, and a jar of marinated artichokes. And you're gonna mix that together, and then you're gonna spoon that in nicely into your things, and then you're gonna do the fold to make the pretzels. Kind of situation. You know that's what pretzels represent, or people praying like this.
I did know that.
Yes.
It's like a church thing.
Yeah, they're like treats made by like nuns or something, and they're like they're treats for people who prayed well. So and if you held your hands like this, it would like represent it. So like literally the shape of your body when your hands are inverted is the shape of the pretzel, kind of situation, which I think is interesting. But you make your pretzel, you bake them, you broil them, so you get that nice crust, and we're gonna put a little bit of salt on top, so it's encrusted into the pretzel, and then you take a bite, and you're like, this might be hipster bullshit, but damn, it's good. And that's my recipe.
Yeah.
Damn, it's good.
So I of course asked ChatGPT, what would you call a universal generic name for a place that sells pretzels? And Pretzelria was number one. Pretzel House, Haus, was number two. I thought that was
Pretty good.
That's actually a lot better.
What, are you lying? Is Pretzelria actually the number one that it?
Well, that was the first thing it came up with.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go. I'm just as good as AI, baby. And I think, Ben, I know where you're thinking. I was kind of going like as pizzeria as the joke for Pretzelria, kind of situation.
There's also a good one, the Nottery. But
welcome to the Nottery.
Sounds like it's something else.
Yeah, well,
Jeremy,
it's like Ian's sex donut shop. You know how it goes.
Related to your recipe, though, sauce. Any cheese sauce?
So I
mustard?
think because it's filled with cheese, you don't need an extra sauce. But of course, if you request some, we will give you a spicy mustard dip or some beer cheese. Your choice.
Beer cheese.
Oh, beer cheese.
Fuck.
Ian.
Would you describe these pretzels as piping hot?
You better believe you fucking get them and you're like, be careful, they're piping hot, and you ignore me and you tear right into them and you're like, my hands.
So, follow-up question. It seems between the cheese, the salt, the pretzel dough, it seems like these pretzels might make you kind of thirsty.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any? Are you thinking of pairing this with a drink, or is this really like
obviously
in true mall like pretzelria fashion? You're just gonna get it, raw and wriggling.
Raw and wriggling. Well, I think I'm. This isn't your regular Auntie Annie's aunt pretzelria. So I think we have some drinks, and obviously water is available for a salty dish like that, of course, as always. If you really want to have a hard time using the bathroom later, I think we can have some like horchata or something, a little bit of a creamy drink as well, kind of thing. I think that would be good. And then I think the piece de resistance is going to be some homemade lemonade.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
Interesting.
Fuck yeah.
I can't help but feel I was like reflecting on like what is the ideal beverage to go with a pretzel? It is beer.
Yes, it is.
Beer is a good pretzel.
Yes.
Beer preferably served in a glass that's like this tall.
Yeah, and there's
Invented for the
and
pretzel.
there's a bar wench that brings it to you, kind of situation.
Oh, this isn't your aunt's Aunt Annie.
Yes.
This is Aunt Jeremy.
but
whipping it up.
yeah, well, I mean, pretzels can be made from beer as like kind of situation. So a lot of breweries in town, for example, they all have pretzels on the menu, and they use some of like the yeast and stuff that they use for brewing and some of that kind of stuff to make their pretzels kind of
Gotcha,
situation.
gotcha.
And they can infuse some of them with some of the drinks that they're making. So that's my recipe: pretzels.
Pretty good combo.
Yeah.
Right. Let's review our recipes from Evan. What was mandel bread?
Yep.
It's for the holiday season. From Ian, we have donuts that are filled with your cream of choice.
Filled for your pleasure.
Filled for your pleasure. From Ben, we have Chinese bakery pretzel pigs in a
Hot dog
flour.
flowers.
Hot dog flour. Sorry, I was trying to think of the best way to describe it. And for me, you have cheese, artichoke, spinach filled pretzels from the Pretzelria. So everyone, please vote. And then Ben, you're going to tell us who's going to win.
I have the votes, and I think the reason why I almost said Ian's name is because Ian is the unanimous winner this week.
We all had one thing on our mind.
Yep.
And it was disgusting.
Yes.
Podcasters only want one thing,
And it's being filled for their pleasure.
And Jeremy got Ian's vote.
Oh, thank you, Ian.
I love a piping hot pretzel.
I mean, you got one yesterday. It was
I
great.
sure did.
Yeah. And you said it was piping hot, right?
Laying piping hot.
Okay, there you go. All right, let us now move on to the section I like to call Whale Lord's Mail Horde, where we read your emails sent in to ichoosepod@gmail.com. We don't have any
Fuck yeah.
emails, but I want to read this discussion from the Discord. Edward says, that guy's legit food, and that's true. Duchess Taco Ali says, I mean, he's already brioche. She literally has an ability called well-baked body, which is kind of fucked up.
I kind of wish it would become more of a thing on like the baking side of things if they ask you like, well, how do you want it? And you're like, well, I'd like it well baked.
I want
Or
it
like
burnt.
Yeah, well
baked,
done.
And
baked rare.
now
Like-
here we go. Helen is opening up an old wound for the show. This is the generation of pre-made food baked into the lore. So now previously I've talked about how I don't love it when the recipes that some people bring to the show are literally just the Pokemon with no adjustments kind of situation. But
yeah, wait a minute. What did you even do in your recipe that changed the physicality?
but then
and the
Edward comes
ingredient-ness
back.
of the
Edward
Pokemon?
comes back and supports our friend Ian. Justice for Makahitu.
Thank you. We're going to get shirts made.
Yes.
We're going to get a march going.
But again, you dodged the question, Jeremy. You didn't. Are you just presuming that? I can't believe we let you slide on this.
It
that
is
the
pretzel.
dog's body is just pretzel, and that's just it. That's the end of the story.
It's bread dough.
Wow.
And I'm baking it.
Wow.
All right. Send in your recipes to the Discord as well. I choose you Discord. Let's pick next week's Pokemon in a section I like to call Pick'emon. Evan, can you give me a number between 900... Oh, hold on. 915, I think it is.
Or is it
906,
six?
I'm sorry, and 1,000.
How about 912?
What about 912? Well, look at the time. 912 is... give me another one. We did something similar to that.
943.
943. 943 is pretty good. Next week's Pokemon is Mabostiff, the Mastiff Pokemon. Mabostiff. Mabostiff. So send in your Mabostiff recipes to ichoosepod@gmail.com. We'll love to read them. Now it's time to do the plugging round. Where can we find you on the internet? Ben.
You can find me on the internet at Ben C. Montoya on Instagram. You can find me on Tumblr at thefearandnow.tumblr.com. And if you want, you can go to ko-fi.com/Ben C. Montoya and support my lack of consistent income right now. Or as Connor put it in the comments, the icy Patreon at the make sure Ben isn't broke from moving so they can still make icy tier. So if you want to get in on that tier, you can go to ko-fi.com/Ben C. Montoya and help me cover the moving expenses that I have incurred.
All right. Ian.
You can follow me at Musician Davis. I play bass. You can also check out my website,
Heyo.
musiciandavis.com.
Excellent. Evan.
Yeah, you can follow me at Instagram at _Mesa Studio _ I'm making a movie. There's a little bit of dark comedy. There's a little bit of action. There's a little bit of everything.
Excellent. You can follow me on Velocity Prime at Velocity Prime 1 on Blue Sky, at Velocity Prime No One on Tumblr, and check out my writing at the-avocado.org. That's the-avocado.org, Jeremy Zelick. And as always, I'm going to plug the Santa Fe Society and Foundation for Speculative Fiction. It's the hottest sensation that's sweeping northern New Mexico. Everyone wants to be a part of it. If you want to be a part of it, check us out, speculativesf@gmail.com to register your interest. All right, and that's the show. Let me tell you a little bit about it. This is I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcasting apps, including Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, or your podcast catcher of choice. If you like the show, make sure to send us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, head over to our social media pages, I Choose Pod on Blue Sky, Tumblr, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. If you want to be a part of the I Choose You community, head on over to the I Choose You Discord. The I Choose You Discord has, community nights, discussions, submitting recipes, and you're just hanging out with cool people all the time. Links are available in the episode description. That's the I Choose You Discord. Last but not least, I want you to head on over to our official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and merch store for your perusing pleasure. That's ichooseyou.menu. And that's been the show, and I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zelick.
Been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
Been your Louis Pasteur, Ian Davis.
And Evan Aubrey.
To all the choosies out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
So you wanna cook and eat all good?
Pokemon!
Are you ready for some recipes?
Lots of puns!
I wanna eat the ultimate snack and find the flavors that are bold. I choose you. To taste them all with no regret as a prophecy foretold. I wanna eat with Jeremy, Ben, Evan, and Ian too. I choose you. Learn to cook and crack some cans.
Use the podcast in your hands.
You gotta eat in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them all. We gotta eat in this Pokemon world. Put your dish to the test, tastes better than all the rest.
One dish, two dish, red dish, blue dish. Ready for an icy wrap?
Let's do this.
If your soup is missing something, no sweat, my flamingo. You just sprinkle in a little bit of sprigatito. And if your plate is looking sad and done sparse, just tear up some tarantula. It isn't that harsh. Vroom, vroom, there's a rubber room for all your baddies as we drive to these Pokemon tubes. I scream tail as these iron hands come over me. Those iron juggalists, exactly what I like to see. Slithering, lay back, Excalibur by the pool. I crack the bottle, let your body waddle. Don't be a sleep title, just hit the lotto. Cause this podcast is gold, it's as hot as a capsicum too. So let's kick back, cans crack, for I choose you.
You gotta eat in this Pokemon world. I choose you, the greatest podcast of them all. I choose you.